Yo, what up, everyone? It's Francis. Quick introduction for this episode. Jarizi and myself had the opportunity to interview my friend Kris Rosales. He is a professional basketball player up in the Philippines, and it was so much fun getting to know him a little bit more and asking him questions about what it's like to live that overseas ball player life. Now, with that being said, he was very gracious enough to take some time out of his day to talk to us while he was in the Philippines. So there is occasional lag in this episode, and we do apologize about that. But we really, really appreciate y'all for tuning in still. So thank you, and we hope you enjoy. Peace.
Time, because it's easier to edit later.
For sure.
And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Cave Podcast. It's your boy, Jarizi. We got Francis over here.
What up?
Before we get started, I just want to say, make sure you check out the website, cave.com. That's K4V3.com. Go buy a shirt, go buy a hoodie, support the show. With that said, with no further ado, we got a special guest for you tonight. I wrote this down. Let me refer back to it. From Bellflower, California, standing at 6 feet tall, approximately 165?
180 now.
Yeah, 180 pounds from St. John Bosco High School. We got Kris Rosales on the K Podcast. What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for the invite, Francis. And
Yeah, what's up, Kris? Yeah, we go way back, bro. Like fucking middle school days, just hooping, having fun. So I'm glad to see you come on the podcast, and I really appreciate that. And just to see your career path, bro. Like hoop is for sure your life, bro. And I mean, me and Jarrell had some fun in high school, but it definitely ended at senior year. So we definitely want to pick your brain and kind of see how your life has been and the journey you've been through. So can you just talk about real quick about like how you fell in love with hoops? Like who put that ball in your hand and what made you like just fall in love with that sport, bro?
Man, how I fell in love with my dad. My dad basketball. He didn't go to college or anything, but he didn't play at the parks. He came from the Philippines to move to Bellflower, and he was playing like at Liberty Park. All the parks with all the titos and stuff. Nice. But he bring me along sometimes, and then I would just watch, and then naturally, when you're just around that environment, you kind of just gravitate towards it. Mm-hmm. And I remember we had a basketball court in our backyard. It was like on top of like attached to the roof. Like kind of old ones, garage, and then I would hoop on that here and there, and then. But I think the turning point for me was the 2000 Laker championship run, the first of the three.
Yep.
I think I was like 10 years old, so I was watching that, and that was the first time that I can remember like watching basketball like distinctly, and then there was Kobe. Kobe was. It was young Kobe. It was Shaq, and I fell in love. I fell in love with just watching them play. I think it was against the Pacers, and like Kobe sprained his ankle, and then he still came back and played. They won, whatever, and that kind of got me like hooked. And I started watching NBA a lot, and then I'd watch Kobe, Vince Carter, Allen Iverson, and then. We would hoop at Sanders with Francis. We would hoop. Me and my classmates. It would be like fifth grade versus you're 2 grades.
I was a year older. Yeah, so I remember those like when I was in seventh grade. You guys were in sixth grade, so there's definitely like sixth grade versus seventh grade. It was like 8-on-8, like.
Yeah.
We just ball you guys up or what?
I don't even think so. I just know we came out there and played hard, and they were older, and they were they would like punk us and stuff. I remember what's his name? Carlo.
Carlo. Carlo was 2 years older.
Yeah, he was like, he would like bully us, and we went back down. But yeah, we played 8-on-8 in our uniforms. And,
like, hella sweaty with the collars and shit. Like all nasty when you get back to the class. But it was fun times, bro. Like that's kind of like the roots of even for me. Like I love the sport as well, so that's kind of like the fun memories that I have as a child or even like a teenager, just hooping for fun. Like even if it was 8-on-8 jungle ball, it was just brought so much joy
It was fun.
for like 45 minutes, 30 minutes before, like in between classes. So yeah, man. Yeah, dude. I want to speak a little bit about our middle school team. So the following year, because I got to St. Bernard my 7th grade year, and then when I went to 8th grade and you went up to 7th grade, our varsity team was so fucking lit, dog. Like,
Bro, we might have been the best in California.
yeah, dude. Like, bro, like we had you, DeMar, and Charles Odom. That's like our big three. And then like me, DeAndre, and like Nico, and like Henry and Vicente. That we were like, you know, the supporting cast, and you guys would drop like probably 20 piece each, and then us, the rest someone will get like 10 each, 15. I swear, like end of third quarter, it's like 100 to 50 or 40.
We didn't finish a game sometimes. They would have to. It was
like a little mercy rule, right?
Yeah, by 20, they stopped the game with 10 minutes left in the second half or something like that.
Yeah, dude. Like I remember,
it was crazy.
We were rolling people over, man. And then that was like one of my most fun times because prior to that, I played organized ball, but it was always like set plays and this and that.
Yeah, we were running.
Yo, Coach Mouton, shout out Coach Mouton. He just let us play and just play smart, move the ball. And that was the best thing about it because like even though you and DeMar and Charles were like really good, like you guys knew how to play and knew when to make the right pass. So that was really fun when we played those Catholic youth.
Yeah, you're not talking about Mark Rosen, are you?
Oh no.
Oh, shit. You guys were lit.
I got one thing to say about that time in life. Actually, when you said what made you fall in love with basketball, it was actually during that time. And one mixtape was hot.
Oh yeah.
And Charles Odom, you know, he was like the best that he wore like the 2XLT at the time.
Yep.
It was probably XLT. He wasn't that tall back then, but he was doing everything that Hot Sauce did. And then I just got cable because I never had cable until I was in 7th grade. And then my mom, we got DirecTV, I think, and then what is it called? And one was on ESPN like once a week or something. Yeah,
with like when the professor came on or some shit.
Socal or something.
Yeah.
That
so
shit was dope.
I would lock in like, yo, that was my Bible. I was like sitting there like, all right, like, well, this is it. This is once a week I'm watching. You know, you couldn't record it back then. I don't think you could. And then I would watch it, and we would go to recess the next day. That 15 minutes was hell. We would go blah blah blah, and then lunch 45 minutes. Right when that. I think you have like 10 minutes or 15 minutes to eat.
Yeah, you have to eat first before you start playing. So it's like you just scarf your food down. Like, all right.
And then we were doing all that. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Doing all that, and and one was a big part of why I love basketball because that was fun. I mean, it's kind of frowned upon in the organized world, but man, that shit was fun.
It's all about having fun, though, right? Like that's the root of playing basketball. And it's funny because around that time when N1 was big, like you'd be pulling the crazy, the illegal moves, but they look cool. And around that time, like there would be crowds around the basketball court. Like, that was the place to be during lunch and recess sometimes because
it was so raw.
It
wasn't set bunch. Everyone was cheering like. Booing or hyping it up, trying to instigate,
talking shit.
Yeah, that's how
Drill had them hot sauce moves down too in high school.
Oh, you did?
I didn't have the jump shot though, but I could. I like throw the ball to the crowd after a move. You know what I'm saying?
To kind of like mask your inability to shoot. Go crazy.
It's funny, just showtime. Yeah, it's funny. That was around the time when like. People would go to school with basketball shorts already underneath. Then they figure out what they're going to wear after,
Yeah. Be ready for 21.
Yeah, man. So that was St. Bernard middle school. So you went to St. John Bosco for high school, right? Did you play varsity all 4 years, or how was your journey in high school? What was that like?
So I played JV my freshman year. I think Stacks City Squad. It was like Daniel Hackett, Charles Odom was there.
Nice.
A couple other guys that were like really good, but I played JV my freshman year, and I got moved up to varsity during the playoffs. Like, because they do that every year. I think they'll move up like a certain amount of JV or maybe even freshman guys to kind of experience it, so they get ready. So the next year, if they make varsity, they kind of have that experience under their belt. And then I got up. We went to like the quarterfinals. I think we lost at the buzzer at home on a crazy 3-pointer by some dude. I remember his name, Derek Jasper. He went to Kentucky. Like he was sizing up Daniel Hackett, had it in the left hand, hesitation, pull all net at our home. Crowd was silent for like 2 seconds. I remember that feeling. I was like, oh snaps! And then the seniors crying. People just, it's their last basketball game. And then
what school were you guys playing against during that playoff match?
That was Paso Robles.
Paso Robles, okay.
Paso Robles. Yeah, they. I'm not sure how far they ended up going, but I remember that. I've been kind of getting chills because I remember I was on the baseline. I was like 15 years old. I don't know how old, and then just saw it on net. Everyone just quiet, and then, oh man, it was bad.
Damn. Yeah. I would not want to be on that bench or in the locker room after that.
Oh, bro, it was so sad. I think we were supposed to go to the championship. I think, but they knocked us out, and then I ended up playing 3 years varsity. It was, I believe, it was like one of the toughest leagues in the country. One of the top leagues, like Mater Dei, Orange Lutheran.
Yeah, Servite was there too.
Servite, all those guys.
Santa Margarita was in that too, I think.
Yeah, a bunch of big, the
big Catholic private schools.
Big Catholic, yeah. It was crazy.
Were you playing AAU at the same time too? Obviously not during high school basketball season, but like in the summertime, you play like club ball too?
Yeah, I played. I actually stopped playing club ball, I think like my sophomore year, because we had some basketball for Bosco, and then I would just commit to that. And then I kind of stopped playing. I probably should have played more AAU, but I actually didn't. And then, but I did play a lot of AAU when I was in middle school.
Okay.
Which kind of is how I would say I developed most of my skills, because I was playing in the Bellflower League, just a city league, little like sign your kid up.
Yeah.
You play on the like little courts and stuff. I was playing in that, and then this guy saw me. His name is Anya Wilson. He was my first club coach. He saw me playing in the league, and then he was like, "Hey, do you want to play in this like on my team?" I didn't know what AAU was. I was just like, "Yeah, sure." I told my dad. The first game was in Bellflower, so I was down the street at Sims Park. So I go there, and I had no idea this was like a different level. So I pull up, a little Asian, little Filipino kid, and everyone's in the gym is pretty much African American, and I'm just like. I didn't really know at the time. I was a little innocent little kid just playing basketball, and then I get on the court, and bro, they're pressing full court. In the other league, it's like whatever. I got like my neighbors guarding me, and like whatever. Some kid that just got it done at church is just guarding me. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I remember the team too. They're called ABA, and I think they're from like Paramount. I forget, but bro, these dudes. Like bring up the ball, I couldn't get past half court. I was turning it over like crazy. I couldn't breathe. My arms felt heavy. I couldn't shoot because I was so tired because the energy was just too much, and they were just so good. So from then on, I played with them. They were called Showtime. We were based in Bellflower, a bunch of kids from Bellflower, but we eventually started practicing in Linwood because for whatever reason, our coach had a hookup at Linwood Middle School, I think.
Dope.
So I'll be up in Linwood twice a week, playing with, all the brothers and just getting better, and then learning about basketball, learning like just seeing another culture because, I was kind of like the only time I saw another culture was in St. Bernard's, it was like Mexican, Filipino, Black, kind of, but I was engulfed in this travel team, just learning about, stuff I never learned about, and just playing ball and like at a high level and in the areas that you probably wouldn't, normally be in as a Filipino, Linwood, Long Beach, Compton, on the weekends,
Crazy, man.
It's crazy how there's so many styles of basketball. Like, even if you look at NBA, like the NBA teams that you see, they have certain styles, but those aren't the only styles that there are out there. You look at European ball, and like the way that they play, the way that they see the game is different too. So
totally different.
That's crazy how a travel team really kind of exposes that, because if you think about it, like in the high school and middle school teams, when you coach a kid that's been on a travel team, their grasp of the game is so different from, you know, like just Timmy who goes there after school.
Yeah, for real. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Man, that's dope, man. I had no idea. I mean, I didn't find out what AAU was until like after I graduated high school. I was like, what the fuck? There's like club travel ball? Like, oh, my mom didn't sign me up for this.
Whole different world, bro. Whole different world.
Francis, no more.
It's too dangerous.
Yeah, right. Shit. Yeah, man. So the high school comes by. I know college is coming around. What was that? Were you getting scouted by like other schools, or what was that process like? I know you ended up at Hope, but like, what was that journey like, trying to figure out what life would be with hoops after high school?
And was high school kind of when you finally knew that, hey, I want to take basketball seriously?
Man, like
take it to the next level kind of thing?
Like, I knew I wanted to take it, but no, really that I didn't know the end goal was kind of like college. I was just like in the moment. I was like, yo, me and my teammate, we were gonna like, yo, let's try and like go to the finals or go to the semifinals for CIF. Excuse me. So like, I didn't really like make it my goal. Like, yo, I'm trying to make it Division I or whatever. Like throughout high school, I was just kind of like just living in the moment and not really thinking about that. But I think my senior year, I kind of like really locked in. And I was like, man, I'm just going to work out every day, or, you know, sleep early, lift weights, this and that. Because I played like shit my junior year. I remember like I had all the playing time in the world, but I didn't take advantage of it. I just remember like one time I went up for not wide open, but I had a layup against Mater Dei. And I seen one of the twins,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The twins, there's two big white, like 6'8", 6'9".
Kings? Yeah. It's not King now.
Forget. Excuse me. Forgot their name, but yeah, two big white boys, right? I kind of seen him, and then like I was like trotting along, and then he set my shit to the bleachers at home, and I fell down. I think I was like crying, but I was like, I remember my dad after the game was like, "Hey, you can't like, you basically like, you can't like lay down, look like a little bitch, you know?" Like,
yeah, you gotta get back up.
Yeah. Like, I just felt like worthless, bro. Like one of those things, like, why do I suck, bro? Like, you know, that type of shit. Yeah. And so motivated me to just work out and get better my senior year. So I did that. And then within the first 13 games, I think, of my senior year, I was killing it. Like, I was just killing it, bro. Like we were like, I want to say we lost like 1 or 2 games. And then we were in the we had our own tournament at Bosco, and we made it to the championship against Loyola. I think
Loyola. The one in LA where Jonah went. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the finals in our own tournament, and then it was like a close game. But I think in the third quarter, I scored like 13 or 14 straight points, and then it was like I was like in the zone. That was the first time I remember really feeling in the zone, like in my high school career. And then, but there was this play where like, I got a rebound, or no, I did a pro hop, and then like when I landed, my knee, or another player from the other team, like he tried to stop me. His knee went into my knee when I landed, so I tore my MCL like in that game.
Shit.
And then, so like my kneecap like popped out, went like one way and came back. So, but basically I was done for like 2 months, and then. But supposedly that game had got me on the map, like the recruiting radar kind of. Okay, so my coach was trying to help me, and he was saying that he sent it out, and then what was it? At the time, there was a little bit of interest from I can't remember. It was like a school like up Northwest. I forget the name. If it comes back to my head, I'll say it. But it was a division school. They had interest like from that game. But you know, I was done. And then I think it was like it was Santa Clara.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Santa Clara with a little bit of injury. Oh, he's hurt. So that quickly was probably out the window. And then I came back like 2 months later, and then I played against, I think, Mater Dei and Servite, like for senior night. Mater Dei, we got blasted. We lost by like 30 or 40, and then played the playoffs, went to the quarterfinals, whatever. And then my career was done. Like we lost in the quarterfinals, and I was like, damn, like what's next? All my friends who didn't play basketball were doing college apps. Oh, I'm going to like Long State, Cal State, the usual.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm gonna fill it out too. Fill it out. But I'm like, damn, wait, does that mean I'm not gonna play? Like, what am I doing? Like, so there's this little gray area where I'm like, am I just gonna go to school? Like, I don't even know what I'm studying. This and that.
Yeah.
So
it's the crossroads.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I was like, all right, whatever. And then I take time, I heal my knee, and then my coach was like, hey, I'm gonna take you to this unsigned showcase. So like, it's for all the late guys that didn't get any offers, whatever. So I go to, he takes me to like a bunch of stuff. Like he takes me to that. He takes me to Cal Poly Pomona to go work out with their team, Long Beach State, and LA Harbor City College, a junior college. So I go to the Harbor City, right? And then I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I want to go here, bro. This looks cool. Like, the coach was cool. His coach loves him. I think Mexico. He was cool. He loved me, man. He's like, I want you here. If you come here, you play 2 years. This now, you'll like be seen by so many people. I'm like, it's cool, coach, but dang, I don't know if I want to go here, man.
I'll let you know, coach.
I'll hit you. But I actually played there like open run. I was killing. I loved it. It was kind of cool because everyone, I kind of like that feeling where everyone's like, man, who is this little Asian kid, bro? And you go in the car, you get a little yank.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was doing that, and then when I really found the difference between Division I and like the lower levels is when I went to Long Beach State for the open run. I did good, but man, those dudes are fast. Strong, bro. Like, there's this little guy. He was like shorter than me. His name. He was playing behind Casper Ware, I think. Or he might have been like the third string, but he was so strong, fast, could shoot, bro. Like I was just like, this is a different level. I can hang. I was like, man, if I can hang, maybe in a few years, I'll be in a rotation in a situation like this. But ended up doing the unsigned senior showcase and killed it there. And then I got Hope International was like, hey, like come for a visit. San Francisco State liked me. A bunch of like junior colleges, but ultimately I ended up visiting Hope International was in Fullerton. I remember I asked one of my friends for a ride. I was like, hey, can you drop me off? I'm going to do a visit. Went there, did a workout, killed it. They had offered me a scholarship, and then in my head I was like, I'm gonna just take it, but I didn't take it yet because it was the weekend. And then I remember it was prom. I had prom on a Saturday, and then Cal State Fullerton called me. San Francisco State called me and like, hey, we want to offer you like a half scholarship. You want to come by and visit? And my wife right now, who was my girlfriend at the time, was like in the car. And it was on speakerphone, and she was looking at me, and she was like, "Man, that's far." And I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of far." I was like, sir, I'm okay." And then I hung up. I was like, I had no idea that you just take it, do it, and then even if you don't want to go, just take it. It's on their dime.
Yeah.
So that was that. I was just like, I don't want to go. It's just too far.
You could have got a free ride to at least see SF for a little bit for free, but you got put on the spotlight, man.
I was just like, I'm straight, bro.
Yeah.
Should have not put that one on speaker.
All right.
Should have go to voicemail. Let me call you back, coach. I'm kind of busy.
But at the same time, it's pretty crazy how like that affected the trajectory of your journey and like a split decision kind of like it wasn't really because sometimes if people get that call, they would think days, I don't know if I'll go to Hope so it was just a quick, impulsive kind of like primal decision to be like, nah, it's too far. Because I'm sure there are a lot of benefits of just playing close to home, right?
Yeah. Like mentally, having your family there, but to just pull up, watch. It's like 15 minutes away.
Yeah,
That's right.
So what was it like playing at Hope University? Like, what division is that? Division 2 or Division 3, or like what exactly is it?
I could be kind of complicated to like the average or person that doesn't really follow college basketball. But so you got NCAA, Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, right? That's its own association, and then you have NAIA, which is National Athletic Interscholastic Association, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a whole different association, and then they have Division 1, Division 2. I think just 2 divisions. But that actually came before the NCAA, I think, like historically, like Scottie Pippen, his school was an NAIA school, Dennis Rodman. It's kind of like older schools, but
Nice.
like smaller schools, they don't have as many sports because I think to define like a division school or something like 16 sports or something like that, Division 2 schools only have like 12 or something like that.
Okay.
And then NAIA is just like a smaller organization, but excuse me. Yeah, I played there. It's a small school right across Cal. Like literally, it's probably not bigger than a football field. It might be a football field. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they have a nice gym. That's what got me. So I went in there, and it was a big ass gym. I was like, damn, this is nice, bro. Like a lot of stands. And then the coach was like, yeah, we only have a volleyball team and you guys. So if the volleyball team's not in here, this is open. I was like, that was it. I was like, I could be in here anytime. I'm straight. Let's go. Let's do this. Yeah. Little did I know, you guys study Bible. You got to study 18 units of Bible. This is that. But it was cool. I mean, I don't know. Learned a lot. But, bro, my first year, we won. So before I came there was a season where they won I think they won 2 games.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
they were bad. So I was looking at the roster and the record online before I committed. And I was like, dang, this suck. Pretty bad. So then I was like, all right, whatever. Maybe I could change it. And then my high school coach was like, before I signed, he was like, hey, he looked me in the eye this is a life decision. He was like, hey, you sure you want to do this? I was like, my head was like, yeah, sure do that. Free college. But then he looked at me. He was like, look, there's 2 things that could happen. Either you're just gonna look like you guys are gonna lose a lot. It's not gonna be fun, or you're gonna be the guy that changes it. And I was like, oh, I like that one. I like the second one.
That's nice.
I was like, all right. Yeah, I was like, all right, whatever. So I go there, ended up getting a starting job my first year because the coach that recruited me, this was his first year coaching. So I was his first recruiting class. Me, Jeremy Kilgore and Dan Galuccio and a few guys. To them, those are my guys. But we won our first 4 games, right? So I was like, yo, 4-0, I'm about to change it already. We're about to change this. And then we lose 26 straight.
Oh, shit.
So first year, 4-26. I remember those games, we lost, when we lost, bro, it was just at the point where we're like, yo, let's try not to lose by 10 or, really, dudes were kind of over it, because some of the players were left over from the previous coach. So this wasn't their coach. He was, these weren't his players kind of. So it was
kind of a rough chemistry, huh?
Yes, bad. We were bad at basketball, but the team was really good at planning parties. It was bad. It was pretty bad. But
they're more homies than teammates.
Yeah, we were all cool. It was fun, but boy, we cannot win a game.
Yeah, that freshman 15 set in real quick, huh?
Yeah, man. And then it just slowly started changing. So sophomore year, Coach Chet got his recruiting class, more of his recruits. And then I think we won 12. We won 12 or 13 games. So, we bumped it up. And then we got invited to this national tournament in Indiana. It's the National Christian College Athletic Association, I forget, but it's the Christian College Association, whatever. So we go out there. I remember we all got mohawks and shit. We were like, all right, let's get mohawks and kill it. We went out there. I forget, we lost one game. I don't know. That was cool. Then junior year, we started making noise again. We went 16, I think, maybe 15 or 16. But it wasn't until my senior year we finished second in the league, which for hope. We finished 26-8, I think. Finished second in the league, and then we go to the big national tournament, the NAIA national tournament, which is pretty big. It's 32 teams in the nation, and there's hella like NAIA schools. And then we made that's the first time ever in school history. So we made it. We win the first round. Then we go to the second round. We play the only undefeated team in the nation. They were like 30-0 at the time. I don't know, some shit like that. We play them. We lose by 2.
Damn,
and then,
man.
Yeah, we almost had it. I had a pull-up jumper at the elbow, and I fucking passed it to my teammate. And then I should have taken the shot.
You money from that pull-up mid-range.
Yes, I think about that every night, and I sweat and filled with regret.
But you live and learn, man. You live and learn.
Yeah. So that was it. You know, we made it to the national tournament, and then back on my days, like, hey, you could be the guy that fucking changes it. And, you know, I was part of the group, you know, me, Jeremy, Dan Galuccio, you know, a bunch of the guys, Aaron Woods. Yep.
That's dope, man. You've definitely changed the culture at Hope University. So is it still like that now? Is Hope University like still a good contender nowadays or what?
Yeah, they're like a powerhouse, bro. Like, so everyone wanted to, like, our coach didn't really have to, like, because before he had to email everyone, hey, you know, little school in Fullerton, you know, I got some scholarships, you know. Come here. But now everyone locally that wasn't going Division I, Division II, that kind of was like in limbo, they would like go to Hope. They would like go there, do the open run. And if the coach liked them, you know, it was kind of like that vibe. Like you could get like local guys, maybe some JC guys from out of state or out of the city. And they were just winning, man. They went to the national tournament maybe like it was odd, like there was a normal for the national tournament.
Man, so you definitely changed it for real though, man. You and the group of guys you came in there with.
Yeah, for sure. I think we did, yeah.
That's awesome. You guys pioneered the new culture over there. And then from there, I read that you also worked out for some pro NBA teams too, right? Like, did that did that part of your journey lead into that chapter of your life, or?
Yeah, it actually did. So I tell this story years with some homies that never knew, but so before that senior season, I was working out with this trainer. Like, I never really had a trainer. I kind of just hooped, just worked on my game in the backyard at the parks, whatever. But so my parents were like, "Oh, like, you know, do you want to invest actually, wait, no. Yeah, they like, you know, do you want to invest in a trainer or whatever?" Because this guy had referred someone to me, like a Filipino guy. I was kind of on the radar for like Philippine hoops. And then so in California, there was this guy, he was like an agent. He wanted to see me work out. He watched me work out in Anaheim or some shit. And then he was like, "Hey, I got this trainer. I want you to work with him." Because I guess he kind of wanted to like prime me, like get my body ready, like, and just skills ready to like hopefully make it to the Philippines, and he could be my agent. So he said to this guy, and he was like a Navy SEAL. So I worked out for 2 months with this guy, and it was literally like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I think, 5 days a week. And then Sunday I would go to Griffith Observatory at 5 a.m. I would run up the hills and like do some crazy shit. Oh shit. Monday I would go to Dockweiler Beach, and I'd do like Navy SEAL stuff in the sand, because it was Dockweiler Beach because the sand is different. When you step in the sand, your feet literally go inside. You know, like, you know, some beaches step in the sand and your foot's still on top. Dockweiler in the morning, because they have this guy that goes over the sand with like a car, or like a, you know, like a
machine or something.
Yeah, it makes the sand like loose. Okay. And then so your feet would go in, so it would be hard to run. So we would do training there. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, I'd go to the Expo Center, like near USC. I would train there like all this was like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. And it was so hard. It was some of the hardest stuff I've ever had to do. But after 1 month and like over the whole 2 months, I was like the most shape I've ever been in my life. So I would so I did that, and then while I was doing that, the trainer would take me to like, he would try to showcase me to like some scouts. And like one time he took me to like this this little like all-star game, like somewhere in LA. I don't know where, but it was like hood. Like, it was. I was like, oh, snaps! All right, let's whatever. But I was so in shape, bro. Like they had like some pro players from Belize, some ex-pro players, some college guys. I'm talking about like I was doing stuff that I never really thought I could do. But like I'd be like, they would be like, I'd be on fast breaks, boom, like off 2 feet, like I'm like at the rim, like double tapping backboard, but like the rim, I was like, yo, if I had the mindset of dunking, I could probably dunk it. There'd be like balls coming off like the rim. I'd be like, I remember I tried to tip jam one off vertical. I was just standing there, I saw it came off the rim, I jumped up and I tried to dunk it. It went out, I was like, oh shit, like I just like I could run, whatever. I was just in so much shape. And then one thing led to another, but I ended up there's a guy named Japith Aguilar from in the Philippines. He was the next big thing. Like they were trying to get him to the league. So he was in LA. He was going to work out with NBA scout. And then the guy I was working out with was affiliated with the workout. And then he was like, hey, Kris, I'm going to send you to this workout. They're looking at this 6'8" Filipino guy. They need people to work out, like just bodies. I was like, all right, I'll go, whatever. I went. And as I'm like working out, I guess like I kind of caught some eyes. And they're like, yo, what the fuck is this kid? Whatever. And the guy running the workout was like, hey, you know, like you're getting, you play this college season. If you kill it, I'll hit you up after the season. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Or we go to the national tournament, right? For the first time in school history, whatever. I get player of the year in our conference. I get NAI All-American. I get like player of the year athlete of the year in our school and shit. Well, our school's only got like fucking 300 people. So.
But still,
I got it. You know, I got it. But,
put down the resume.
yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I got 300 people in school, but so I kill it, and then so I'm done. We lose in the national tournament, and after I'm like, what? I get to play in like all the men's leagues. I'm about to go play, like, you know, I'm chill. I'm in school, finishing school, and I'm about to go play wherever I want to play. So I play in this Filipino tournament at Cal Poly Pomona, I think friendship games or whatever.
Yep.
So I'm playing, bro, and then I'm just talking. I'm like, I'm about to have fun, and then I get a fast break. I'm like kind of wide open, but there's this dude like next to me, and I'm like, yo, he ain't like I try to block it. Whatever. I go up, he undercuts me.
Oh.
I'm like in the air, and I land on my wrist, my right wrist. I land on it, bro. And then I didn't know at the time. I was like, oh shit, that shit hurt. I was like, what the fuck? You know, I was talking that shit to him, whatever.
Yeah.
Why did you do that? Whatever. I'm about to shoot free throws, and I realized like when I shot it, I couldn't like move my wrist. I was like, oh shit. And I looked, and my wrist, there was a big bump like this. Oh. And I was like, oh damn, what the hell? I was like, I don't go because we have a game later in the day. So I like iced it, and I'm about to play. And I saw this, I was like, oh shit, I can't. I tried to play, so I started trying to play left-handed, and you know, so whatever I can't. I'm like, damn, I think something's really wrong, and I go to the doctor like later that week. Fractured. There's like a bone. I don't know. I fractured a bone in it basically, so I'm out. Like 4 to 6 weeks.
God
but
damn.
Right when I get the cast on, the dude, the NBA, the workout dude, he's like, hey, where you at? I'm here at Cal State Fullerton. I'm about to work out Kwame Vaughn, who went to Cal State Fullerton. He was an NBA prospect. He was like, can you come by? I was like, hey, I broke my wrist. You know, I can't work out. I can't do anything. He was like, hey, just come by and watch. I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah. Go to the gym across the street. I walked there. And I'm watching him. He's working out. He's like 6'5". He was really good. And then he's like, hey, just jump in the footwork drill. There's a ladder, you know. I was like, all right. I was like, man, my calf's about to get sweaty. He's about to see. So I was like, all right, I'll do it. And then I was doing the footwork drill, but I'm kind of like detailed. Like I move my arm, you know. So I was doing all the little stuff. I was doing that, and then he was like, hey, do some dribbling drills with this. I was like, all right, bro, whatever. Yeah. Dribbling drills with my left hand. And then he was like, all right. After the dribbling, I want you to, like, there's a pull-up shot. And I was like, hey, I'll just try to pull up, whatever. Shoot with my left hand. So, like, as we're doing the drills, like, I'm doing that. I'm like, I shoot with my left. I'm like, and I start getting good at it. And then so he has a workout, like, every day. So I keep going. Bro, and I'm working out left-handed, shooting left-handed with a cast.
Crazy.
What's crazy is when you shoot like with a cast on, what I realize is when you shoot the cast, you take your hand off because the cast, right? and shoot with one hand. So technically, you're eliminating a factor that could fuck up your shot.
Yeah,
so
Perfect mechanics.
There's no thumb push or anything.
It was funny. I was like, oh shit, this is getting good. But at the 3-point line, it was hard, but I was getting good. So they were like, oh shit, damn. They were like, this guy's kind of good. So the dude that they're working out, his agent is there. It's Ara Vartanian. Shout out Ara Vartanian. He's watching me this whole time, and he starts talking to me. And I think he kind of he's like, yo, you're full Filipino. That like, they're trying to get this a full Filipino to the NBA. You know, marketing. There's a big Filipino fan base.
Right.
And there's no Filipino that really made it at the time that was full Filipino. So I think he sees like, yo, maybe we can, you know, if I could see this kid work out right-handed, maybe he might be kind of good. So next thing you know, I get my cast taken off. And then Ara, he's like, yo, I want to sign you to my agency. I was like, what the? I was like,
best injury ever.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? So somehow, I end up staying with him, and then like he's like, all right, you're gonna go to. So I sign with him. I get my cast taken off. I'm like somewhat healthy. He's like, yo, you're gonna go to Sacramento and work out with. His name is Don. Don Sellers is the guy running all these workouts. So you're gonna go to Sacramento. You're gonna play in the pro league there, and you're gonna work out every day. So in Sacramento, they had this thing where they work in the morning at like 9 a.m. and then like they play like they scrimmage and stuff at 9 a.m. and then at night you play in the summer pro league. Like you have a game every night, not every night, but throughout the week. So it's kind of like this little like camp kind of. Okay. I didn't realize that you work out in the morning, you take a break, then you play at night, or you have a workout at night, one or the other. So you're working out at least twice a day. Did it for like 2 weeks straight. And then I was getting my ass kicked. Like there's like real pros that earn hundreds of thousands of dollars that come here in their off season to prepare during the summer, and then they play in the pro league. It's kind of like the Drew League, but of Sacramento.
Okay.
And then so I was doing that. I had no idea at the time. It wasn't like going through my mind, but so I did all that, and then we like while I'm over there, I work out in front of Bobby Jackson for the Sacramento D-League team. So I worked out in front of them. It was like they always do like 6 people. It's like usually 2 guards, 2 forwards, 2 bigs. So you pair them up if you have to play 3-on-3 or whatever. So I did that, worked out in front of them. And then I worked out I'm sorry, but before that, when I had my cast on, I worked out in front of the Raptors Advanced Scout at my school. Nice. So like when I was working out left-handed, they set up a workout. Excuse me, 6 guys, and I worked out. I think I just got my cast taken off, but still couldn't bend it. So they told me, hey, he's gonna work out. So I worked out left-handed. Yeah. He was like, hey, if you can do that left-handed, I want to see you right-handed one day. So all right, I ended up working out in front of that scout again with my right hand. Somewhere in LA, like that Orsini gym. I don't know if you guys know that the gym with like the Laker logo on the floor and shit.
I've never heard of it, but yeah.
We worked out in front of him. So that was the Raptors Advanced Scout. Then I worked out with, so after that, like Sacramento shit, my agent was like, hey, Brooklyn. I was like, what? He's like, Brooklyn's flying you out.
Damn.
I was like,
so dope, dude.
I was like, oh shit, for real? Because like, he's an agent, and he had Nicholas Shkidishvili.
I remember that.
He has like a few like under the radar guys, but yes, I was like, oh shit, are you serious, bro? He's like, yeah. So then I remember getting the email. I think it was the email, and then like the ticket, and it says like Brooklyn Nets on it. Oh shit,
that's for real.
So I was like, well, so I flew out there, like I got on the flight. I'm like at the airport, like, damn, this is crazy, bro. Like they didn't have Uber. I don't think they had Uber back then, but I had a car pick me up. Kris Rosales. I was like, Brooklyn Nets. I was like, oh shit, bro. This is really car, and like I see like one of them expensive bottles, like Fiji or some shit. I was like, yeah, being like my parents.
Water in there.
Yeah, man, it was like legit spring water. I was like, man, I'm about to get kidnapped, bro, because I've never done this before. I drink water. When I get to the hotel, they gave me money, like you get per diem, like if you want to spend. I was like, oh shit, I forgot. I think it's like $100 or some shit. I don't know. I was like, damn,
that's crazy.
$100. I remember, bro, that night was the night when Ray Allen hit that when he was backpedaling against the Spurs.
Okay.
Oh, no way.
It was that night. So I was watching it. Was it East Coast? No. Oh, the game. I'm not sure. The game was in Miami. I forget.
Yeah, the game was in Miami for sure.
That was the finals, right?
Yeah, that was finals. Oh,
Against the
Yeah,
Spurs?
finals against
Against
Spurs. That was for sure in Miami.
I just remember it being late as hell. Like, cause I think it went to overtime, and I was like, "Damn, I gotta sleep, bro. This work." I think the car was gonna pick us up at 7. So whatever. Next day, I wake up. They pick us up. They bring us to the facility, and I'm like, "Damn, bro. Like, this is it." And I get up in there, and they're like, it's the person at the front was like, "What do you want to eat?" And I was like, "Oh, is there like a menu?" They're like, just name it. I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like,
Damn.
breakfast burrito and whatever. I did. Breakfast burrito was fire. And then the workout, yeah, bro. It was one of Jason Kidd's first workouts because that's when he got the job.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
no way.
so he was on the sideline, bro. I was like, "Oh shit, bro, it's Jason Kidd." And then we had weight room stuff, and I remember seeing Deron Williams. He was doing a bench press, but the bar was like a wiggly bar. It was so like for stability.
Oh,
So I'm just pumping up. I was like, "Oh shit, bro, that's Deron Williams." But then he didn't. It was crazy. Like he doesn't look big, bro. Like on TV, like he's kind of like a big guard.
Yeah.
I saw him. He's kind of like regular looking, Like I was like, "Yeah, bro, you can feel the aura." And then I think he's the only one that I remember seeing. I think there was a couple other guys.
At that time, was KG and Paul Pierce in the Brooklyn Nets already, or were they still in Boston?
No, I think they were still in Boston.
Okay.
Because Joe Johnson was there, though, right?
But it might have been.
I don't know.
That was hard. That was like kind of hard, but say that was that. And then after that, I worked out with the Clippers. So I remember I was a fill-in, so I wasn't supposed to work out with them, but someone dropped out of the workout, and then my agent knows a guy in player development in the Clipper organization. They're like, "Yo, I guess he hit him up. Hey, we need a guy." So he hit me up because I'm local, because it's easier to get a local guy to go there, so you don't got to fly out. So it was a Sunday. Excuse me. It was a Sunday. And I had a family party. I had no idea too. I was eating a fucking what's that called? Lumpia. I was eating all the fried shit. I was in the backyard having fun with my cousins. Yeah. All that bad shit. Excuse me. And then my agent hits me up, "Hey, Clippers tomorrow, 7 a.m. Be ready." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Bro, I'm eating lumpia right now. I'm like drinking like boba." So I was like, "Shit!" So I stopped. I started drinking water. I started like running, trying to sweat. And then, so I go there, and then I'm the first one there because I'm like, I don't want to be late. And I told my dad to drive me because I was like, "Hey, I don't know if I'm gonna find parking, but I know they got their own like fucking parking lot, whatever."
Yeah.
So I get there, and then the same thing, like, "What do you want to eat?" And then their lounge is like, it's a brand new facility because, this is when they started like putting money into the Clippers with Lob City and all that.
Yeah.
So I go in there, bro, and then like you go in the locker room, and then the locker I was sitting in was Chauncey Billups. So I was sitting there, and I looked, I was like, saw a big stack of Adidas shoes. All that's 12 is my size. Right?
Nice.
I was like, "Oh shit, bro!" I was like, "Damn, what if I could take some of this?" I was like, "All right, let me lock in.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. All the other guys come in. Della Vadova was there. I think Rodney Magruder, Jeff Withy. But so I'm in there, and then I see Blake coming. He's like, "Yo, what's up, I'm Blake?" I'm all, "Oh yeah, nice to meet you, bro." I didn't know that. DeAndre Jordan, I saw Matt Barnes, whatever, and then like whatever we do the work. This was one of the hardest workouts, bro. The shooting drills were crazy. I was tired, whatever, and then we played like 3-on-3 and stuff. And I remember we played 1-on-1. I think it was 3 dribbles max. Like you roll and you close out, and then so Matt Dellavedova, right? So. I remember, like, I don't know if he was on defense or offense, but I rolled that shit out to him. Close like this dude had a mouth guard and everything. The one you see on TV, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, he was like, "Wow." Just spit coming out, bro. Right, but he's the nicest guy ever, bro. He's one of the nicest dudes ever. Just, "Hey man, good luck, this and that." But the funny thing is, I beat him. I won that drill. I beat that.
That was dope.
Yeah, I remember when I won it, I was like, "Oh, let's go, bro. I'm about to get drafted to the Clippers, bro." So yeah, that happened with the Clippers. That was cool. I kept like all the gear and stuff, and then I think that was about it. And then I did a stint with the Santa Cruz Warriors. I stayed there for 2 weeks. This was the first time I think I think I got paid for basketball, kind of. It would be per diem every day. So I was staying in a hotel in Santa Cruz with Ramon Harris from Kentucky. And then what they did was they made like this, they assembled a team that represented Santa Cruz. And we played against this team from Korea for like 2 weeks straight. We played like every other day. And then because the Korean team was looking for U.S. training. And then this was my chance to get drafted into the D League. So my agent had the plug to put me in this situation because the person coaching was the head coach of that D League team. Well, he wasn't really coaching, but he was watching because I don't think he's allowed to coach outside the season. So I was killing, like I slowly started killing because I started getting the hang of the pro game. And I was like getting like 10, 15 points, 20 points against a pro Korean team. And the Koreans are like, they're pretty good because they have American imports. Yeah. And then, so that was my push to get into the D League. But long story short, I didn't get into the D League. They drafted Kiwi Gardner in the eighth round, and he was a hometown kid from the Bay, and he was good as hell. So I was like, oh shit, that's that. And that was the end of that, like trying to make it in America type situation that I was in.
That must have gave you a lot of confidence though, because I mean, you still got invited to those workouts. So, and I'm sure after playing against dudes that are trying to get in the league and shit, you won a drill against Matthew Dellavedova that fool like played in the finals. So
yeah, he's known for his defense too, right? So pretty fucking dope to have that under your belt. But yeah, my bad to cut you off, Francis. I wanted to ask, so it seems like you come from humble beginnings and you stay humble because you're like, still wide-eyed and shocked with like the whole experience of becoming a pro basketball player. How did you kind of minimize that and lock into, all right, I know there's a lot of glamour and shiny objects right now. How do I need to lock in and really like prove myself, make the most of the spotlight and this opportunity that I have?
Man, you know what? That is always been like the guy that just starts at the bottom and works and kind of catches eyes. I was never really like put in the limelight. Come from a small town, Bellflower. And to be in that situation was foreign to me. Like, it was very foreign to me because, in high school, I didn't have a great high school career. I had that last senior season because I was hurt a lot. And I just didn't know what it took to kind of like take it to that next level. But when I was in those situations, it was just so foreign to me that I didn't realize the magnitude of what was going on. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't realize that, I'm like a full Filipino 6-foot guard that is on the verge of, not going to make it to the NBA maybe, but I'm in a situation where I'm pushing, trying my best. But there was times where I was like, I need to lock in. And I would just lock in the money, like I would enjoy everything. Like, I'm getting money, per diem, like $50 a day. They put me in this hotel. But when I got on the court, I was like, all right, just do what you do. I have nothing to lose. Like, I really had nothing to lose because I'm a young little 6-foot guard. There's so many 6-foot guards out there, but
right.
I just kind of was like, give it your best, bro. Like, go all out. Make sure you come out this workout tired as hell, knowing that you did what you could. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, so be it. But that was the thing I tried to do. I tried like, nothing to lose, bro. Like, I'm not like supposed to be a number one pick. Yeah.
Right.
Come out there and you're good.
Yeah, just go out there. That was like, they don't care, bro. Like, you're just trying to enjoy it. I really wish I could have took it in more. Like kind of like soak it in because it was so much happening at that time, bro. Like, with that happening in the States, there was so much media in the Philippines. Like, oh, Kris Rosales, this and that, and it was just like hitting me. I was like, damn, because social media was kind of new, not really new, but
starting to kind of starting to get its traction.
Wasn't what it is today, YouTube wasn't all that stuff. So media attention I never had in my life really. So it was a lot for me, and then I would try to I wouldn't say ignore it, but I didn't have anyone advising me, hey, you need to do this, this, and this. Make your like take advantage of it type stuff. I just kind of was like trying to focus on the basketball part, and it was hard too because I was coming back from my wrist injury, and I wasn't there yet, bro. Like, I wasn't where I was at when I garnered all the attention, I wasn't at that level yet because the wrist, it was tough. But yeah, it's in terms of trying to lock in, that was how I locked in. I was like, yo, like, you are like, you're not 100%, your wrist, whatever, just give it all you got. But yeah, that's about it.
That's dope. So yeah, you hurt that's your shooting arm too, right? Did you have to kind of change your mechanics on certain maneuvers to compensate for that, or you kind of all 100%?
I kind of had to, yeah, because I had like a high release when I was playing at Hope, but when you have a high release, it's more wrist,
right?
So I had to lower it, but in terms of, I was technically changing my shot in the most important part of my career at that time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Lower it because my wrist wasn't strong enough, and my upper body was kind of weak because I couldn't do upper body work because of my wrist and stuff. So it was like a confusing time in terms of my skill set. I still had my handles, getting to the basket, all that, but at that level, able to shoot. And you shoot an NBA 3-pointer, and that's just far as fuck. You haven't shot that.
Yeah.
So, bro, that shit was like, I was like, hard as hell. So, and I was already not like a great 3-point shooter. I had a rhythm shot from the high school 3, but from the NBA 3, boy, that thing.
Do the bucket shot.
Yeah, might as well, bro. Might as well shoot a floater from 3. Yeah.
But at the same time, like you develop the left hand to the point where you could probably ambidextrous. You could probably shoot jump shots off your left if needed be.
If needed, yeah.
Yeah, so
I love it, but not in the game right now. No.
That's pretty cool, and I feel like that just shows your work ethic because people don't really get to uncover that until they push themselves in while they're injured. Like let's say your ankle's injured, then that doesn't mean you can't sit in a chair and work on your shot. And when you come back, like your mechanics with your shooting is way better.
Yeah, for sure.
The grind, man. And I feel like also the 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock Navy SEAL workouts kind of like just listening to your story when you do lock in. I feel like you kind of go back there to where it's like, I don't want to be here, but it's autopilot, like putting in work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of like I like the results.
Yeah. That's badass though. I feel like it almost sounded like Spider-Man when he got the powers where he was in the court like, damn, I can fucking dunk this.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna tell you, I was flying, bro. I was flying.
So yeah, man. So like after all that, trying to get into pro NBA, you kind of realize it's not happening. So what's the next move? Like, how did you just talk to someone in the Philippines and try to make it happen, or what was that process like as well?
So the day I remember the day of after I was like, man, I'm kind of anxious. I don't want to see this. I don't want to watch it or listen to it. So I'm gonna go work out. I was like, I'm gonna just go work out with my homie. So I was working out with my homie, Air God. He went to college with me, and then we were just shooting and shit. And I got the text, and then my agent was like, "Hey, bro, you didn't get drafted." I was like, "Damn." And I just kind of sat there. I was like, shit. What do I do now? And I was like, what's next? And he was like, we could try. I think he was like, we could try with other teams in the G League or D League. I was like, man, I'm not gonna lie, I want to make some money because at this time I had graduated from college 2013, and it was like, not sure what, I think it was like 2013. I think it might have been like early 2014, I forget, or something like that, or late 2013. So I was like, damn, I need to make money. You could join like the ABL, a CM basketball league. So it's kind of like Southeast Asia's league, like Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, whatever. But you don't have your passport, like my Philippine passport. You have to have a Philippine passport so you can get Asian import. You can play in any of those countries. Each team gets 2 Asian imports and 2 Americans. So I was like, damn, I got my passport. So he was like, you could go to the Philippines and play in the PBA. I was like, damn. I was like, all right, but I have to get my paperwork done. So that's the hardest part. I'm full Filipino, but I only held a U.S. passport. So So we decided that me and my parents were going to make a trip and get my paperwork done in early January. And then the D League draft over there, the PBA D League, the draft was like in September, I think, or something like that, or August. So I go out in January, get my paperwork done, playing a couple, like worked out with a couple teams. And then they liked me. They're like, oh, it's pretty good. And then, it's the guy, the fucking NBA guy. I do that. Then I come back home. And then I start prepping, for that because it's not till August and it's only January, February, got a couple months. Excuse me. And then, I go out there. I go early because there was a couple more things I needed to do with my paperwork, and we got it done. But the agent here in the Philippines was like, "Hey, don't work out with any teams because you already have enough hype to get drafted. You don't need to do that." I was like, "Okay, cool, whatever." But he was also like, "Yeah, just don't work out with them." And I was like, "Damn. What the hell am I going to work out? I need to shoot." Because in the Philippines, you can't just pull up to the park.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And I'm foreign here. I don't know where to go. So bro, I was in the condo, just walking around eating, like trying to lift weights, like no trainer, nothing. 2 months. And then the draft comes, and I get drafted like 5th overall, whatever, to this team. And then I go there, but bro, like I haven't been working out, nothing. I go to the practice. Like I do good, but I'm like, damn, I'm not myself, bro. I'm like fucking tired, like I'm like, excuse me, I'm buff, but I'm like, because I've been just doing jail workouts.
Yeah.
It's not the same. So whatever. And then I get drafted. I played there, but bro, it's probably the worst basketball of my life.
Wow.
It was bad. And so like my parents were here, like helping me get the paper, and they left. So now, first time I'm alone. I'm alone. 16-hour time difference in a long distance relationship. Playing the word, I started playing good, and then next thing you know, my performance like dips. I don't know, like for me, I don't know if it's because mentally, like okay, now I come home, no family, no friends. Mentally you're just out of it off the court. And on top of that, to get to practice, I have to take a taxi to the train. Take the train all the way to the end, the last stop, and then I walk to the gym. But this is the Philippines, this is the United States. And so it's culture shock, you know what I mean? Like when I'm walking on the street, it's like taking a shower at 8 a.m. on the street. I don't know what to eat for breakfast because the food is, it's just different out here, like back home, it's easier to cook an egg to like, out here, the eggs are different. My stomach's all feeling weird. Bro. Like the water, you can't drink the water like initially when you come here, and then and I'm playing. Excuse me, I'm playing bad, bro. And to be honest, a local person in the Philippines sees a Filipino American come here trying to take their job.
Oh, they're gonna go at you, huh?
They're gonna go at you, or if they're on their team, they might ice you out. Little things like that happen out here, and as an NBA guy, we're not going to let this guy give him a hard time. He's coming to our soil, that stuff. So I had some teammates that were from the States. My friend Jahar, a couple other guys. We would take the train together, bro. We were both going through it, bro. It's just like there was times like I would come home and I cried for the first time, because of basketball, or like out here. I remember I came home one time, like I was playing like shit, bro, and like. Came home, I was looking out my condo window. I was like, damn, do I even really want to play anymore? Like, I was earning like $500 a month, bro.
Yeah.
I was just like, do I want to do this, bro? Like, I suck. I'm playing like shit. And then I was like, man, what if I just work at Nike Dog and get the discount? You know what I mean? And then I was just like, yeah, bro, this is hard. Like, the basketball game, it just wasn't playing well. Like, my mind was just like all over the place. It was bad, bro. And then, so like the thing is, out here as a Filipino American, American, you have to play one season in the D League before you enter the PBA draft, the big league. So I was like, I did that one season. I played on one team. I left. I played on another team. I played better on the other team. I started getting the hang of it, but the season was over. So I go home. I work out. Excuse me. Sorry, I got this cough.
It's all good, man.
So then I prepped for the draft. Some guy told me, hey, bro, just just stay one more year in the D League and, play under me. He was the second guy I was playing under, and I was playing good.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, just play for me, and then, you'll get drafted higher in the next draft. And I was sitting there, they were like, fuck, no, I can't do that shit again. But hell no. Bro, that means like $500 a month, bro. Like taking the train. Like the train was good for me though. I'm not gonna lie. Like I learned the culture doing like that whole D League stint was me learning the culture. It wasn't even me playing basketball. It was getting immersed, learning like, yo, you ain't shit. You come from America, like you got to learn how to, take a shower with this motherfucking bucket.
Yeah,
what I mean, you better bring toilet paper everywhere you go.
Yeah, right. I was about to say that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
they charge you extra pesos if you want to use the nice bathrooms, right?
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I made sure about my toilet paper. I was squatting over that thing. I ain't sitting down on that motherfucker. So yeah. I ended up entering the draft. I get drafted like in the second round to this team, but so this was even harder part.
Mm-hmm.
I get drafted. I'm the team's first pick, right? They had their highest pick was a sound pick. I pick, but I don't sign. But they sign everyone after me that got picked because like all these dudes got traded to our team and they were all guards and they all had contracts. So the dude brought me in because you have 5 days to sign a contract. On the 5th day after practice, said, hey man, we can't sign you. We got too many guards. I'm like, oh shit.
God damn.
So now I'm like, what do I do now? Like I didn't make the PBA technically, and all the other teams are full because there's not many teams. There's only 12 teams, but there's hella players out here. So whatever, that happened. And then now I'm like, what the hell do I do? So I talked to my agent. He's like, hey, just go to this team, work out with them. So I go to Talking Text, this one team that my friend Ryan Reyes plays on, and I'm just like, I'm working out with them like every day, but no pay, nothing. They maybe like, oh, you could be a practice player, and I'm like, damn, bro, whatever. I go there, I'm not like killing, I'm holding my own. We don't get a lot of reps because we're not on the team, so whatever. Like, they end up telling me, hey, we don't have enough space. I'm like, yeah. So I'm ready now. So I started working out with the homie down at this gym. Like that's like an hour away. Like every day we do this shit. When we're not getting paid. So for like 2 months, I'm working out with the homie, and I'm just like working out, staying ready for an opportunity. But in my head, I'm like, damn, like who the fuck's gonna pick us up? Yeah. And then my agent one day is like, yo, he's like, you go to Singapore on Monday. I was like, what the fuck is Singapore? What the hell is that? So I'm like, all right. And then it's funny though that he told me that. He texted me, and then when he texted that, I was drunk as fuck. I was drinking. I was like, because I'm not on no team. Like I'm gonna press
you gotta medicate somehow. Shit.
Yeah, like, I was working out, and after I had a couple drinks, whatever, and I was just kind of like, I was a little tossed, and then after that night, I was like, all right, sober, and went to the gym, whatever. And then so I leave on a Monday, or he gives me my flight details. Like, you're leaving on Monday. He's like, they're gonna work you out for a week. Within that week, they're going to tell you they're going to sign you or they're not. So it's like, so you got to pack your bags as if you're going to stay for 7 months, but you might not stay for 7 months. So I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is all right, whatever. So I pack my shit and then like I go fly and I land, right? And I'm like looking out when we land. I'm like, damn, this shit looks nice as hell. Like I put them.
Singapore's hella clean, dude.
Yeah, and I had no idea what Singapore was. Right? The night before I flew out, I had to look it up. I was like, what is this? My parents are like, like they're concerned, like, yo, like, are you gonna fucking die? Like, what is this place? So I get out the plane, bro. I'm like, yo, it's nice. And I'm looking at all the people and shit. I'm like, I see like Chinese, Indian, like white people. I'm like, wait, who are the main people here? Whatever. So our coach like messaged me. He's like, hey, like, or at first he was like, before I flew out, he's like, yo, I'll pick you up. So I'm like looking for the dude, and they're like, I have no service. And then this little guy, Coach Neil Ben Sound, I remember his name. He's like, he's a little guy, and like he talks weird. I can't understand him, or he's speaking English, but their accent is so thick. Yeah. It picks me up, and then I go to the right side of the car, the passenger seat. And I'm like, oh shit, the fucking driver's. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, on the left side, and he's like talking to me, and then it's like I landed like at 1:00, I think, or like something like that, 1 or 3 o'clock, something like that, and he drives me I was like, okay, coach, like, like, so we're going to like my apartment or something. He's like, no, we're going to practice. I was like, what? I just landed in my head though. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we go to this gym, and there's like a market outside. And then I meet one of the local players comes. They speak English there. That's a good thing. That's like the first main language. And then so he's like, oh, this is Wu Ching De. I'm like, oh, I say what? Like, Wu Ching De. Wu Ching De. I know his name now. Before I was like, what did you? So
Wu Ching what?
Wu Ching De, bro. Then he's like, hey, do you want some food? Like, you get some fruits. So I get some fruits and some bread. And so I'm eating. I'm like, yo, I gotta eat health, bro. I'm tired. So we got practice. I think we had practice with him like an hour, right? So he's like, yeah, you can relax, like in the gym. And I had to take all my luggage. I had like 2 big ass luggages, backpack, and a fucking duffel bag. And going into practice, bro, I'm like, it's hot as hell. It's hot over there, bro. And then go in the gym, no AC. So I'm sitting there, and I put my stuff on, and I'm like, just all right, stretching. And so we start to practice. There, I see 2 Americans. I'm like, okay, cool. And then we practice, and then that shit was hot as hell. And then at the end of practice, all right, guys, we got, I think, 17 3 times. And I was like, fuck, I haven't ran a 17 since high school, bro. And mind you, I'm only working out for a week.
Yeah.
I gotta make it.
Yeah.
Your guards, you gotta make it under, I think it was 30 seconds.
Wow.
Or, no. I think it's like a minute 05 for 17, right? So I was like, oh shit, bro. I got to do this because I got to get this contract, dog. This is do or die. So I do it right. I think I finished first or somewhere. I finished under, but I'm like, after first, I'm like, woo. Oh, yeah, we're about to go home and eat. He's like, all right, you got 30 seconds, rest. And then we got another one. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, all right, I can do this shit. Boom, made it. Next thing you know, I'm like, all right, that's got to be it. He's like, all right, 30 seconds. Another one, bro.
Fuck.
I made it, right? Whatever. I made it. Boy, I'm hooked. My abs are on fire. My knees started kind of hurting. I was like, damn, bro, I'm tired. But I made it.
Yeah.
And, Americans like Justin and Xavier, they're like, I'm going to stay with them. So then the coach like drops us off, and then they're like, hey, let's go eat. So we go eat, and then but I forgot. So we eat, and they're like, oh, we bought groceries like toothpaste and shit, or I bought it to the liquor store. But the thing I forgot to get is fucking water.
Oh, fuck.
I forgot to get a bottle, like big ass jug or whatever, because I didn't really know. I never really lived like in a situation like this. But and in the Philippines, you can't drink the sink water. You get sick. Third world country, and then so I get back to the condo. I got my own room and shit. I'm all set and shit up. I'm like, I think I bought 1 water bottle, but I didn't buy enough, so I drank it. I finished it. It was like 11 o'clock, and I was like, damn, I'm so thirsty because like all those suicides. Like, finish that shit, and it's kind of late now. It was like 11, 12 o'clock, and we have a practice at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I'm thirsty as fuck. And I'm like, I'm too shy to ask my roommates. I think they're in their rooms, they lock their door or whatever. Yeah. I'm sitting like, damn, I don't think about Singapore. Like, I was at home, I'll go down, go to my car, go to drive liquor store, or whatever. But here I'm like, I ain't got no car. I ain't got no internet. I only have Wi-Fi in the condo. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm fucking thirsty. So I'm like, bro, I gotta sleep. I was like, fuck it, dude. So I can sleep. I'm so thirsty, bro. So thirsty. And then I wake up the next day. My lips, my parched as hell. And I wake up, and we're all about to go to practice. And then I fucking see one of the Americans grab a cup. He went to the sink and turned that shit on and drank it. I was like, oh shit. I was like, hey, yo, X. You gonna go get sick? Do that? Yeah. He was like, man, I've been doing this whole month. I was like, I've been in there dehydrated because it's a first world country. Singapore is clean. Yeah. So I was like, oh, bro, my lips are dry as hell. So I drank that. I was like drinking all that. I was like, oh my god, practice whatever. But yeah, I practiced hard as hell for that week, bro. And then I ended up getting signed that Thursday.
Nice.
He was like, I'm signing you. I was like, oh, bro, and I signed that bitch. I remember I was like, I'm a pro. And then I remember posting the shit on Instagram. I took a picture of basketball. I said, a C in basketball. I was like, oh, let's go. But yeah, that was so pro career.
That's fucking dope.
But yeah.
That's fucking awesome, man. So, like, when you signed that contract, like, what are your initial thoughts? Like, did you have to like negotiate like the price,
No.
or just like fuck this shit, I'm signing whatever?
Yeah, whatever you
I
want.
couldn't, bro, because I had no leverage, man.
Yeah.
My agent was like, just sign it, play good, and because the bonuses were good, so I signed that thing.
Okay.
And then Singapore were like, they were like in the middle of the pack. Like there's only 6 teams in that league at the time, and they were kind of like 3, 4. We ended up going to the finals.
Oh shit! Nice.
First time in Singapore history. So I was like, and I was killing. Well, initially I wasn't really doing. I was doing like okay because I hurt my knee like before the first game of the season, and then they couldn't find out what was wrong. They ended up finding out that I had like a cartilage issue, and you can't repair cartilage. It's kind of a wear and tear shit. So they did like they were like, yo, you can do a temporary thing, or you can get surgery, but you're done. We're gonna drop you because the contract is not guaranteed. It's 7 months or 6 months, but you can be dropped anytime. So based on performance. So that was the pressure.
Oh yeah.
And then I played decent. Like my first game, I only scored 2 points. I was like, shit, I'm about to go home, bro. They're about to send my ass home.
God damn.
Next game, like I played better, and then the GM, he's this Australian guy, right? Because a lot of Australians go to support because it's kind of like close, and I think their money's worth more or some shit like that. But GM, I felt like he hated me, bro. Like this big Australian dude. Like I just had this, like he never joked with me, joked with everyone else, and he would yell at me like, oh, that's a like in practice he was just like, oh, damn, this dude hates me. And then there's this one game we played against the Philippines, and we were down by 2 with like 1.8 seconds left. And, he still hated me up to this point, bro. And then they drew up a play, and I somehow ended up with the ball, pump fake, 1 dribble, pull up at the elbow, money, boom, overtime, we win the game.
Nice.
And mind you, they didn't sell my jersey at the gym before this game. And then after this fucking game, this motherfucker loved me. They started selling my jersey at the gym. He started joking with me. Sorry. And then I was like, oh, now it's whatever. He was cool. He started being cool with me. And that's when like I started playing well. I started like, my thing was like I shot a lot of mid-range jump shots. So like I was money, bro. Like a higher percentage mid-range than layup, bro. And then
Wow.
They were calling me like the mid-range assassin. That was like the first time I ever got a nickname, like the mid-range assassin.
It's a dope nickname.
Yeah, that shit was tight as hell. And then, Kris Rosales and shit. Like, I barely even crossed anyone over either. I was like, oh, I don't know why they're calling me Kris Cross, but I'll take it. That shit sounds cool. It was cool. There was a nice little Filipino community there. I got to know them. Man, I loved it there, bro. Like, because it was so nice. They paid for our train passes and shit, so we could go wherever. I was super cool with our with the Americans, the locals. I still talk to them and stuff. We went to the finals. I killed it in the finals, and then that led me to go to the PBA. One of the coaches from the PBA, the Talking Text, the team I was trying to be a practice player for, they were coming out. They flew to Singapore. The coach flew to Singapore to watch me play finals, and I killed it. Nice. And then so I ended up signing a 2.5-year deal after Singapore with Talking Text, and then they were like one of the top teams in the league. And then I did like mediocre there. I was adjusting to that type of like play, and it was a higher level. I was playing behind the best point guard in Asia at the time, Jason Castro. We went to the finals like once, so that was cool. I ended up getting knee surgery during that time, that knee that I hurt, and then it put me out, 18 months. That was probably the hardest part up until that point of my career.
Right.
I thought it was done. Like,
damn, it seems like you go through so much like hurdles and challenges throughout this whole process. What's like something that like kind of do you have to like go into a zone to just kind of make sure you're staying on course, that your mental doesn't get all out of whack? Or what's like, do you do anything? Do you like meditate or pray? Like what's something? Because if I was in that position, I would go crazy, bro. I'd probably just end up going home. But
a lot of people just drink it away too, and then that ends up becoming the start of the decline, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, 18 months.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah. The good thing is that when I got surgery, I was still on contract.
Okay.
So I was still getting paid. So that was the thing that probably if I wasn't getting paid, I don't know, I probably would have, I got to go home or whatever. But
Yeah.
so during that time, man, there's a couple of times I thought about quitting. But I'm trying to think. Yeah, like when I got to those deep moments where I felt like I couldn't play anymore or I wanted to go home, I would, I think I was, I was trying to listen to a lot of motivation stuff at the time. Isaiah Thomas was going through that hip thing with Boston Celtics, and he was putting out those documentaries of Socal grind, and he would this process. So that motivated me too. But there's this point in time where I was like, bro, this ain't getting better. Like my knee was complicated, bro. And then I started listening to like what's his name, Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher.
Yep.
I would listen to him, right, and I would pray too. I would I was going to Bible study and stuff because I was in a deep, like, I don't know if I was depressed, but if I were ever depressed, that would be the closest to it. But I was down, man. Because it was something that I loved. It was something that I was playing my whole life, and I was only 28 at the time. So, if you call it a career at 28 in terms of basketball player, it's kind of like, because of injuries, like that kind of, it's kind of early.
Yeah.
And my goal was to like play 10 years, and I was only in year like 4 or 3, something like that. So I was like down, man. I was just like thinking about life. I was like, what can I do? Like, what others do I have? I would listen to the hip hop or Eric Thomas, and there's this thing he said. It was about his wife. I think his wife had MS, multiple sclerosis, I believe, and then he told a story about how she would still go to work during the winter, and then he would tell her, he would be like, "Hey, why are you going to work? You know that, and why it's snowing. It's going to flare up your MS." And then she said, "Well, if I go to work now, my kids right now will see me going to work even though I'm sick. So it'll be like a sign to them that like when you grow up and you're going through some stuff, you still got to get the work done, like no matter what, because you're an example to your kids. And if her daughter saw her doing that, then she'd be like, Mom, she's strong, like I got to do that, So you get kind of like be an example to your kids. And then I also thought about, my biggest thing was like, if I ever had a kid, I want to have kids someday, but if my kid sees me quit, my kid might quit one day.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's when I get deep. I'm like, when I don't want, like, I don't want to quit because I want my kid to see me quit. Yeah. So that was a big thing for me. It's like, I'm gonna keep going. Like, and I really don't want to regret this because I know a lot of people don't get to live the life of a professional basketball player, and I don't want to regret it. I don't want to be like, man, I knew I had it in me. I quit. Like, nah. I don't want to do that. So that was a big thing.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's interesting because talking to our other homie Vito, his journey was kind of similar. There's a lot of peaks and valleys, you go ups and downs, and I feel like you don't really hear about that when it comes to the hoop dream,
Yeah.
Like you talk about all the you end up becoming kind of a celebrity, the pay's really high, the opportunities, but man, like just being at certain opportunities or certain moments where they're like deal breakers, like the NBA workouts, and being injured, like that kind of fucking hurdles, they're like, they really test you to see whether you want to keep going or whether this is really what you want to embark on,
Yeah, true.
And
that's
we also spoke about it, like even at the pro level, even at the peak and the elite level of sports, they still get tested whether or not it's for them. I mean, like, let's talk about Kobe. I feel like the Achilles is one of the worst injuries to come back from.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure he was tested there, whether it's time to hang it up or play. And
exactly. Yeah.
Just knowing Kobe,
He didn't stop.
Yeah, so that's crazy, man. But that wasn't the end of it, right? You ended up coming back and currently you're starting for the PBA. What is it? NLEX?
NLEX.
NLEX, yeah.
It's out here. But yeah. But
I kind of want to rewind real quick, because I know I saw your stories like during COVID. You were playing in the PBA bubble too, right? Or am I?
Yeah.
Well, can you talk a little bit about that experience? Because I remember seeing your stories. All you and your teammates, you're all like huddled up in the hotel room playing Call of Duty and making coffee. It looked like fun, dude. Like you're just chilling with the boys and you're hooping and then playing video games. Can you touch on that experience a little bit?
Honestly, yeah, it was kind of like you were a kid in a tournament, except it lasted 2 months. It was like because they put us in this hotel, it was like a little bubble, and then we can only stay in the hotel grounds. And you get a roommate.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a roommate. He was a rookie. This was on a new team I was on, and then we played. I want to say we played like freaking 3 times a week, maybe. I forget, 2 or 3 times a week, because they were trying to compress everything. And then so we would like, bro, it was like it's like we were kids, bro. Like it was kind of cool, but because they serve you breakfast, lunch, and dinner, anything in between, you use your own money. And then you practice once a day. So you would take a bus to the gym. We all practiced in the same gym, but everyone had their own time slot. So the time slot start from like, I think it was 7 a.m. to like 8 p.m., something like that. So they would cycle. So if you practice at 7 one day, then you're going to practice like at night the next day. And then you practice a little later, and then so you don't wake up early all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you practice once and you're done, and then you go back to the hotel. So you have all this fucking time. The team there's a weight room in the hotel, so sometimes we would lift weights, or you can lift weights on your own. But yeah, other than that, like I had my gaming laptop. I Call of Duty. The internet was too slow because there's so many like players in there. So I was like, bro, I can't play, but I can't load my stuff up. So what we did was we got the what's that cord to put directly into the wall?
Oh, the Ethernet cable.
Yeah, so I got the Ethernet cable. They had an extra one, so my shit was fast. So, I'll play with some people in the bubble, or I'll play with people back home.
Mm-hmm.
And we all we would do is just I'll make coffee. Would play Call of Duty, or I'd work on like my brand and stuff, or that was it, bro. And then when it got to a point, bro, where it was cool, like first 2 weeks, and then you start getting mentally like, you don't realize it, but you start getting mentally like tired, bro. Like same shit every day. Because when you're out in the city, like on a regular season, you could go out or do whatever. Here you're in the hotel room, like sharing a toilet with this dude. Like he's my homie, but bro, floor was all wet and shit. It was bad. I'm like, because like you can't do so much to be like on the toilet on your phone. I'm like, and then, like, man, he was about on the toilet on his phone the whole time. Like food gets like omelet every day. It was just like mentally like, because when I got out the bubble. Mm-hmm. The first 2 days, bro, I didn't do anything. I was just lay there and slept all day like for 2 days straight. Because I think mentally and physically, I was just like, that was tough, bro. Like, because you don't see family. Well, I don't really see family when I'm out here because they're in America. But and then on every Monday, your family gets to send you a package. They call it ayuda. But Hillary, my wife, she wasn't in the Philippines at the time, so she couldn't. She was in the States, so your family members in Manila will like put a package together and like put like goodies in it, like put food to send it to the bubble. It's like Mondays were good, but I didn't have no one sending me shit. So I was like, damn, all my teammates were getting shit. And I was like, oh, damn, that shit look good, man.
Can I get some of that? Like leftovers? Yeah.
My Gabe, like he was the team captain. He's super cool. His wife would send me like soy milk and stuff for my coffee. She would like, I told him like, yo man, I love shrimp. She would make like shrimp dishes and kind of, he would look out. So that was the cool part, But yeah, the bubble was something else, man. It was cool.
It's cool for like the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So like after the bubble, what was I remember, was it last year or 2 years ago? Because I remember you came back home for a little bit and you started doing like this Arthritis Thursday thing every once in a while. So what was life like coming back to the Philippines after like the whole COVID situation? And I'm sure you were happy.
It was it was after the bubble, the one I was just talking about. Mm-hmm. I was expiring like that December or January 1st, and then So the bubble ended, and they didn't know when we were going to play again.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I'm just going to go home because it ended in November. I was like, yo, I'm going home for Christmas. We don't know when we're going to play. Like, it might get postponed, whatever. And I'm expiring, so you guys are going to renew me. Like, just let me know. So if you renew me, I'll come back, Yeah. I was that type of thing. So I ended up going home for Christmas, thinking I was coming. They told me to be back January 4th. So I was like, all right, I'm going to come home for like a month and a half, spend Christmas. Then, I'll probably get renewed or whatever. I go home. I actually proposed to my wife that Christmas, and we ended up getting COVID during that, because this is 2020, end of 2020. COVID was still out there, and then we all got sick at the party that I proposed to, or proposed that. And then, so I had COVID for the first time. So I was supposed to fly back January 4th. I was like, I can't come back because I got COVID. And they were like, oh, okay, whatever. And then I ended up having to stay. And while I'm staying, I'm like, yo, like, are we going to renew? They didn't tell me, yo, we're not going to renew you. So I was like, oh, shit.
What?
Goddamn.
I don't know why either. I was playing good. But for whatever reason, they didn't renew me. So I was like, damn, all right, well, I'm going to chill here, work out, and then maybe another team will pick me up. But then the season was postponed. So no one was making any moves. They don't want to spend any money because they don't know when they're going to play, and teams are losing money already because they're paying people and we're not playing, so whatever. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to stay in the States because it's COVID. I don't know what's going to happen. A lot of uncertainty. So I stayed, and we're just working out. I was just like working out myself. And then like a month goes by, 2 months goes by, 3 months goes by. I'm like, damn, they playing. I still ain't got no contract. So I'm living off my savings. So I'm like, all right, it's cool. 3 months, I got enough money, and then, 4 months goes by. Next thing you know, I'm like, they're about to start playing. And I'm like, damn, I'm not on the team. So I was like, shit. Kind of reality starts kind of setting in. I'm like, hey, I'll get picked up. Another month goes by, nothing. And then, so all this has happened. I'm like, damn. I'm sitting here worrying about, like, you know what? Let me just kind of control what I can control. So I start. I think I started training like my homie at the park. Started training kids and stuff. At the same time, I was working on my brand, and then get really deep into it, not realizing that I'm getting really deep into this, and they're playing. Like, this kind of feels like I'm low key getting comfortable here. So that's the thing, when you play in the Philippines and for 10 months out of the year and you go home and you stay here for too long, some people get comfortable, like, fuck that, like, I'm gonna stay home. The States is just, it's so convenient here. So I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm like, what am I doing, bro? And then next thing you know, like, I like doing the training stuff, and I start Arthritis Thursdays, which is like the older homies, like people my age, and then like in my generation, like I do this Thursday night thing where I'm teaching basketball and we're playing. So that was a thing, and then I started coaching with my wife's dad, my father-in-law. He owns a team program, like AAU team. So I started coaching that, and then I'm getting kids from that program and training them. So I'm making, like, I'm starting to build my like training resume, and like I'm starting to get more clients. I'm getting more money because I needed money. Pay workouts for my personal workouts, like my weight room stuff, and to just eat, because my card ended up getting locked from the Philippines because I was doing too many transactions, and they didn't know they thought it was fraud. So, so all my funds was in pesos, but it was over here. So I was like, shit, I gotta make this D now. So, so I was running my brand, selling T-shirts and stuff. I was making enough, but I was putting all the money back into it. I wasn't taking any money out of it. So I was like, I gotta train. I was training kids. I was training kids from like 9 a.m. because it was the summer. I was like 9 a.m. to like 12, and then I would do my workout at like 1 or 2 p.m. in Irvine, and then I would come back and run a practice at like 5 p.m. And after 5 p.m. to like 7, I would do open run for myself to play with the homies to stay in shape. So I was doing like 9 to like 10, bro. Like,
it's all
every
basketball.
day.
Yeah.
All basketball, bro. And like, I ended up, just getting deep, just doing that routine. And then I ended up interning. I was like, I need to take my training skills to the next level. So my homie, Daryl hooked me up with a internship at this dude named Kris Johnson. Kris Johnson trains all the NBA guys. Like,
oh yeah, that's dope.
Like, Yeah, he trains with PBA guys. Like, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna do that. But it was in the valley. It was like it's basically like far as fuck.
Yeah.
Forgot what city, but not Calabasas, but like
Sherman Oaks kind of area. Sherman Oaks, maybe.
Like Northridge area.
Northridge, okay.
Bro, that shit was far. So.
Yeah, dog. The valley is no joke, man.
Bro, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would go there, right? And I had to be there at 6 a.m. So I would leave at 5, and it would take me 50 minutes to get there. I get there at
barely make it.
Yeah. So 6 a.m. is the first workout. So we're working out the top draft. We're working out Jalen Johnson, Brandon Boston, Moses Moody, who's a champion of the Warrior now. Like a bunch of those guys, right? So we worked them out at 6 a.m. So 6 a.m. to like 7:30, whatever. They do the shooting workout. After that, we work out like free agents, like that were in the league. Like we would work out. Trying to think of a guy that you guys would know. Fucking the guy on the Warriors. He went to Long Beach Poly.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I just saw him the other day at AIM.
Yeah, Jordan Bell.
Yeah, Jordan Bell. Yep.
Yeah, guys like that, that were in the league or that weren't on a team. So we worked them out. Jordan Bell, guys like that. It would be like a group of them, free agents, overseas guys. Then we would work out another group of draftee guys. Excuse me. Basically, I'm not even working these. I'm interning. So I'm a 30-year-old intern.
Yeah.
Rebounding for 19-year-old draft prospects. Time just fucking flipped. I was playing pro basketball a few months ago. And I'm rebounding for 18, 19-year-olds.
That's crazy.
And you're doing it for free pretty much, huh?
Doing it for free, drive to the valley.
Yeah.
And bro, I'm talking about you got this rebound thing. It's not just rebound. You got to be quick because they're doing drills. They're getting ready to be picked to millions of dollars. And I'm rebounding really easy. So whatever. So I do that. And then I'm doing that. And it's from 6 to 3 p.m., bro. And you get a break like around 11 maybe if someone doesn't show up. So, bro, when I tell you, bro, I might have been the leading rebounder in the world. Man. So I did that, bro. That was one of the most humbling things ever because you're doing it free. You're like some of these NBA, they're cool. Like some of these draftee guys are cool, but some of them are like,
they're asshole.
Some of them, they don't really, they don't realize it. But but the cool thing was, so the Kris Johnson was like, yo, like you intern, but I'm gonna let you play. You could play in some of the roles. I was like, cool, So we would do like the rebounding, and then after they get their shots up, like their warm up shots, they play 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 full court. So I would jump in, but they're not gonna give me the rock and let me dance. I'm just a fill-in. And when I get my opportunity to catch a shoot or whatever, if I get the rebound, or you're not open, I'm gonna do my thing. So I would do my thing a couple times. I was getting better too because I was like, yo, playing against 6'8", 6'6", 7 feet.
And they're like 19, 18. They're 19,
they're about they're young, about to make millions. But they don't know I'm a little 30-year-old vet. Boom, give a little bump. They're like, what the hell? But they didn't know I played pro. That was the thing. Like Kris, the trainers knew I played pro, but the players didn't. So we would do that, and then eventually they were shooting a documentary for the guys. There was like 6 of them. They were under Clutch Sports Group. Okay. LeBron's agency. So they were shooting a film. So they would take us. We would work out at Sports Academy down there in the valley, the Mamba Sports Academy, he used to call it. And then we would play full court, and they would like film it and stuff. And then one day, J.R. Smith was the trainer, and then he would pull up, and he pulled up to a workout, and then so it was me, J.R. Smith, this dude named D-Block Jackson, and then another intern playing 4-on-4 versus the draftee guys, the Kai Jones, Jalen Johnson, all those fools. So we're playing full court, and boy, let me tell you, J.R. Smith shot every single shot.
Damn.
You totally would.
No, he passed. I know. He didn't shoot every shot, but he shot 95% of the shots. I remember him passing to me once, and I made that thing right. I was like, "Ooh, I'm feeling good." He never passed it back. But, bro, he had like 2 people on him, like this, perfect form and everything. Like I was like, "Yo, that's it." And he's not even in the NBA anymore. This dude is a different level, man. I'm talking about, he was just boom. I was like, wow, bro. So
JR Swish,
man. So yeah, that was an interesting time of my life. And then, but it was to a point I cut it off. I was like, I told him, hey, I made up my mind. I was like, yo, I'm getting too deep into that. I told the trainer, hey, I can't do this anymore. I have to focus on my train, like my personal me training myself, because I'm trying to get back into the league. And if a call came, I need to be ready. This is fun and all, but my feet were hurting, bro. 6 to 3, it was no joke. And then 2 hours drive home.
Yeah. And at 3, fuck, back to Cerritos area from the valley. Fuck that.
Yeah, slapping my like at 4 p.m. like trying to wake up. Oh, it was bad. It's horrible. So I couldn't do it, bro. So yeah,
that's hard.
Well, at least you had that humbling experience, man. It kind of made you realize that, what the fuck am I doing? I got to get back focusing on myself. So
exactly.
That's dope that happened too, kind of at the peak of your career too. You know what I mean? Like humbled you real quick to kind of get the perspective that you needed to appreciate it and make it what it's worth.
Yeah. For sure.
And then from there, did you get hit up by another team, or your agent gave you another call? Or?
Yeah. So I was doing that. Me and my, like, the kids and the coaching. I needed that for the income. I needed the income from that to pay for my training, like I said earlier. So I was staying ready, and then I was playing in, like, I joined this men's league with so when I was doing the Thursday night thing with all the homies who were, like, basically already Filipino, Francis and the homies, one of them was like, hey, let's join this league, bro, called Elite 5. Like, Kris, you want to play with us? I was like, yeah, I can't guarantee I'll come here all the time, but I'll put me on the roster or whatever. Because we went to Lazy Dog after, and then, like, we were drinking.
No, we were fighting for Kris, bro. Me and Tim were trying to get you on our team, man.
Yeah. I had told them yes before you guys asked, so I was like, I'm not going to go back on my word.
Yeah. That's good.
I'll play with them. So I'm training, like, I'm doing, like, my coaching and stuff, and then it turns out my agent for the Philippines. So we were playing my homie, his name is Christian Reyes, and his brother plays in the PBA, and that's my agent. And then he came to the States for vacation, and Christian was going to play, so he went to go watch Christian's game, and I think he knew I was playing too, but I didn't know he was coming. So I went to the game. I went to the game. It was a playoff game. And for some reason that night, I was like, because I didn't want to get hurt playing, because I didn't have insurance anymore, because I'm not on the team. So all the previous games, I'm just kind of like, yo, I'm going to play. Well, I'm obviously not going to, like, try and drive in every single time and try to, I don't want to land on an ankle, whatever. And then
pull up shots.
Yeah, just pull up, shoot threes. But this game, I was like, man, I'm trying to win, bro. Like, I don't know why. I was like, because it was like one of the top teams, whatever. And then, but we only had 6 people at this game. Because some people couldn't make it. So I was like, all right, I'm probably playing the whole game. But long story short, I was going hard, like, low key. And then I was like, we lost by like 3 or 4 or something like that. And then, but I played, like, I played good. And then I guess my agent, I don't know, maybe in his head, he's like, oh, he's in shape. So he told it. I don't know if the team was asking for me or he told the team. For whatever reason, after that game was on a Wednesday, maybe. He hit me up that Friday. He was like, hey, send me your passport and your COVID vaccine. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, cool. Like, maybe something's going to happen. But I had heard rumors that this team was trying to get me, but nothing ever panned out. It was like months ago. So I was like, man, this shit ain't going to pan out, whatever.
Yeah.
So I sent him my stuff, and I had a coaching gig that weekend, or a tournament, and I was coaching, and we were getting our ass whooped. I remember I was like, I had a headache. My kids, like, were getting their butts whooped. And then I get he messages me that Saturday night. He's like, hey, here's their contract. They send you a proposal. But I countered it with, and I saw when you see the contract, you're like, oh, good, oh, it's legit, Yeah. I was like, oh, it was like a 2-year deal. And I was like, damn, like, just like that, like, 2-year. I haven't got a 2-year deal in a minute, and I'm a free agent. So I look at it, I'm like, yo, like, let's do it, bro. Like, because Christmas was coming up, bro, and I had no money, bro. I was like, all the money I had was going into training, like, excuse me. So I was like, yo, like, let's do it. They ended up giving me a 1-year deal. So that Sunday, I think they gave me the 1-year deal on a Sunday. They're like, yo, we got to fly you out on Wednesday. So it was Sunday, so I had Monday, Tuesday, and I fly out on Wednesday. I was like, shit, that's fast as hell. And I had I was coaching these kids. I had a nice clientele. And then I had a pop-up shop going on into a coffee shop, my brand, the next weekend. So I was like, damn, I'm about to miss it. And then I was in a wedding. I was like, nah, man. Because every night during this whole time, when I would drive on the 91 back home from training or whatever, I would literally put I'll be playing Mac Miller, just playing music and just be like, listen to my damn, is this it? Like, is this my life? Like, do I go home and drink a beer every night after training and train? Is this it? Like, and I was like, I would think about it. I'm like, man, am I done? And then so I thought about it. I was like, nah, this is it. This opportunity. Just take it. So I signed it. Told my team. Told my wife's dad, like, hey, I got a contract. Just tell me, say bye to the kids. I texted all the kids, whatever. And I'm like, I gotta go. Because they would always ask me, hey, coach, when are you going back to play pro? Every time, like, look, man, I don't know. So
time is now.
So they were happy, and then excuse me, and then so I signed it. It was like right before Christmas. Left, man. I played under this coach that he was sort of like a freewheeling coach that lets you play, and people are known to flourish under him, play well. So he immediately, I had one of in a year you play 3 tournaments. So out of those are probably the best 3 tournaments I had. Under this coach. So my career kind of was revived, and I was shooting good. I had a career high. We went to the semifinals. I was playing good, I was playing really good. And the year ended, and I ended up signing another year deal this past January. So I'm in my second contract with this team. But yeah, had I not been prepared that whole year and been humbled, I don't think I would have been in this situation.
That's dope. Yeah, that situation you said about just listening to Mac Miller and driving, doing the same thing over and over. Some people get stuck in that, and then eventually they're 40, 50, and then don't realize until they look at themselves and take a real good look at themselves in the mirror. But that's interesting, man. It seemed like everything you went through kind of prepared you for where you're at right now.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. Everything happens for a reason, man. I'm a full believer in that. So
yeah,
I'm really happy for you that everything worked out, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
Who would you say, because I'm watching your highlights, that doesn't really capture your playing style. Did you say, obviously when you get to that level, you take a little bit of elements from different players and incorporate that in your style. But what player kind of did you model your game around?
Well, there was, I can't be posting nothing, doing fadeaways. But I would say, excuse me, damn. Well, I play defense. In the pros, one of my main strengths is I play defense. I'm sort of like a bigger guard out here. I would say man, I don't even know. Maybe defensively, a little bit of Drew Holiday, maybe.
Nice.
Offensively, I'm like a mid-range type of guy. I can get hot from the mid-range. I can attack here and there, to the basket. So I don't know who that is.
Would you say, Francis? I kind of saw some Devin Harris a little bit.
Definitely from the pull-up, I feel like you got a lot of Rip Hamilton because he was a master at the pull-up, just coming off the greens, the mid-range, I should say. You got a little bit of that, and then the way you drove. I don't know how much you drive now, but I remember when your brother posted that college tape of you and at Hope, you were driving the bucket like a madman, with a dog. You didn't give a fuck who the fuck is in front of you.
Yeah, actually, before the knee, I was back. I was like Russell West.
Yeah, I was about to say that, bro. No, but even in middle school, you had that Russell Westbrook. Even before Russell, you didn't give a shit because in 7th grade, you were pretty skinny, dude, but you had no fear, bro. You just took it to the hole like a fucking G. So definitely got some Westbrook vibes in you too.
Yeah, for sure. No dunking though, but definitely.
It's funny.
Let's talk about real quick. I mean, great pro career. We talked about all of that, your journey as a journeyman, being a pro. But let's kind of touch on this little project you got going on. I wouldn't say little. This really big project you got going on called Creative Hoop Project. I know that's your brand and kind of like your baby, and you kind of expressing. I see that you're expressing yourself as not only as a player but as a person as well through this brand.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of talk about like why you started it and like the inspiration behind it.
So this Creative Hoop Project actually started when I got hurt, or a little bit before I got hurt in 2018. So it initially was just supposed to be behind the scenes footage of like pro basketball player life, like stuff that the normal person wouldn't see. Because I was kind of like, I really liked the documentary style type stuff that, like on YouTube, like day in the life type stuff. Yeah. So initially it was supposed to be that, just off a cell phone type stuff, like I didn't have a camera or nothing. So I was kind of doing it, but it's kind of hard, I was kind of shy, like, being in everyone's faces and shit. I was like, I don't want to do that. Yeah. So I ended up getting hurt, getting surgery. I was out for those 18 months. And like during that time, I had a lot of time to think, and I was getting income. So I was like, how can I make this income like work, or what can I, kind of like, I want to start something. So, me and my wife, we were at the mall one day, and then we wanted to print some shirts. So at the time, I was addicted to watching Isaiah Thomas's Slow Grind, and at the same time, I was getting into coffee. So slow grind coffee kind of. Okay. So so we made these shirts. It's like a coffee cup, and it said Slow Grind on it. Slapped a little logo on the back that we made on I think Canva or something, and then we made like one or two or something like that. And I was rocking it, and my teammates were like, "Hey, is that your shirt? This is that." I was like, "Yeah." And so I made a couple, sold it to them, and then people more people started asking, "Hey, this is that." I was like, "Oh shit, like it's kind of cool." So whatever, and then I started making those shirts, and then that was that. It was just that, and then I made the Instagram, posted like some videos, and then I think during the pandemic, that's when I started going hard at it, because we were literally stuck in the condo, like from March, April, May, like maybe May, I forget, maybe like 3 or 4 months. And my condo was a studio. It was like literally one room, me and my wife. So, I see each other every day, we're just like going crazy. And then I'm playing Call of Duty. I'm playing Call of Duty till 5 a.m. So I was like, man, I need to do something, so this creative side started coming out. And then, I made like a logo tee, well, what happened was Kobe passed away that January. Yeah. So this was kind of the birth of the logo. So in the Philippines, there's the tenement. It's called the tenement, right? It's that court where they painted Kobe on it. And the tenement is like this apartment apartment building, like where it's like 4 buildings, 4 buildings and the basketball court's in the middle. So, and on the buildings, there's there's a railing, and you could look and see the courts. It's a legendary court. They would play like street ball there, or games, and people would be looking from the railings, balcony, and you just see like faces, and it's like pretty crazy. And so they did a Kobe mural there, right? And then so when he passed away, everyone was going to the mural from all over the world, because Mike Swift, his name is Mike Swift. He kind of like, I don't want to say runs the tenement, but
he's kind of like he's kind of like the ambassador, right? I think I follow him.
Yeah, Mike Swift. He's super dope. So he like assembled his team to do the painting and stuff, and then so they did it, and then everyone was coming, and then we went. We went, and then we were cool with him. He knew my homie Carl DeHessa, and then he was like, so he showed us the tenement. He gave us a little tour, and then we went to the top, all the way to the top. And he was like, hey, like I got some spray cans. You guys want to mess around? I'm going to go downstairs, handle something. You guys mess around on the roof, spray anything you want. So I was like, oh shit, that's cool. Like I never really did that. Yeah. So I got like a blue one and a white one. And then, I was still messing around with Creative Food Project, like just kind of like with the shirts and stuff. And then, so I wrote, I actually have a video. I put like a camera like on this wall. I went to this thing, and then I just wrote Creative Food Project in the spray paint. And then like took a picture of it, and then that was it, right? And then whatever. Then like during the pandemic happened, and I was sitting there like making graphics, like messing around with Photoshop. I was like a beginner, and then excuse me, I wanted to do this. Actually, started this project with our artists, and it was a Kobe graphic. It was him drinking coffee. So like I immersed Kobe, LA, and like coffee like in this little graphic, and I had it ready to drop, but Kobe passed away. So I was like, I'm not gonna drop it because Kobe passed away. Like I don't want to make money, off of Kobe, and he just passed away. So I was like, I held it, and then I told the artist, I was like, hey, I took a picture of the spray paint. I was like, hey, can you turn this into a graphic? So she did it. She took the thing, and that was our logo. So that's how that started. And then, we ended up just dropping logo tees, which was that logo on the roof. And then we like combined it with skateboarding, basketball, because a lot of this stuff is nostalgic for me. It's like, because I grew up skateboarding when I was a kid in middle school, and then I played basketball. And then I wanted to find this gray area where it was like basketball and skateboarding and just kind of culture, like stuff that I grew up on, and like hip hop and all that. So like that was what it was. And then so we sold those shirts. We like sold out. All the homies bought it. Like friends and family type stuff. Maybe one random person. So that was that. And then we ended up dropping like a Chicago Bulls thing because The Last Dance came out. So we had this graphic with the Bulls. And then so we took, and then I ended up coming back home, and we took that Kobe design, and we were like, you know what, let's drop this, because I went to a coffee shop in LA, and this was during like the riots and stuff with like the BLM movement. Yeah, sorry. And then someone broke into this coffee shop that I went to, and they had a Kobe sticker on their this one where he was like with his jersey like this, like on the 2K cover. So they had it on the thing. I remember it. I was like, oh, that's a cool sticker. Like I got coffee from there. And then a week later or something like that, someone broke into their shop, and then they took that little terminal thing, and it had the Kobe. And then because we went there, we're like, oh, where's your terminal? And someone broke in, and then they stole a bunch of stuff. So we were like, oh, damn. So I was like, oh, you know what? This is the perfect time. Like, hey, let's drop the shirt and collab with them, and then we'll give all proceeds to them. And then I think we did made to order. Like I never did that. I usually just bunch and just sell them. But so we did a pre-order, and we partnered with them. We interviewed them, the coffee shop Vanilla Black. They're no longer like running anymore. I think they had for personal reasons, but they were in Echo Park, so we did that. So it was a good thing with like the LA scene. And then, dude, we like I dropped it, and it just went crazy. Like boom, 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 all these orders. And I was like, oh shit, because their crowd and my crowd like combined, and then I was like, oh damn, I think we kind of got something here, bro. Like our art was really good. Joanne, she like when we talk, like she can easily put something together. So that happened, and I was like, I could like kind of do something with this, and then and we ended up like making like out of in 4 days, I think we made like 3,000. We sold like $3,000 worth of stuff, right? And like we were like brand new, bro. And then it was crazy. So we gave money to them, like we in gift cards, like I think it was like they buy all their stuff from Smart Vinyl or something like that. So we got them Smart Vinyl gift cards. We gave them like $2,000. I was like, holy shit, just kidding. So that was cool. And then I started just running the brand from there. And then it just became like this little small niche community of like people that love coffee, basketball, skating, and like kind of urban culture, like stuff that I grew up on.
That's dope, man.
That's awesome, man. You're able to like kind of help the community while also showing people like who you are through the shirt, bro. Like I saw that shirt. I was trying to get it, but I think it was sold out already. Or by the time I caught wind of it, I was like, "Fuck, it's gone already." So I was actually at a driving range. I forgot which driving range, but I saw a dude like wearing it, just like hitting balls. I had no idea who he was, but I was like, "Damn, that's super dope." That like someone random on the street is just rocking with your brand. So it speaks volumes of your design and how you are being able to represent the vibe through a shirt.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, it's hard too to like start a brand that kind of has a lot of legs. You know what I mean? Like coffee,
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah. It's tough, bro. Yeah.
Chris, I just gotta I gotta show you. I did buy one sweater though.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Old folk hoodie.
Yeah. Just gotta put it on for you real quick.
Yeah,
I was hyped when I got it because it had Russell Westbrook on it, Carmelo Anthony, Rondo, and then it just sucks how that team fucking sucks.
But yeah, bro, that sweater is like vintage now, bro. There's Rondo or DeAndre. That one is that one was funny. But they call the old folk hoodie because they got a bunch of old dudes on.
Yeah. That's why I wanted it. I was like, kind of represents me, all the old folks, trying to hoop, and just have fun.
Yeah.
So I just wish.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, dude. Of course, man. I just wish that team kind of did something better. Yeah.
Dude, bro. If they did good, that sweater would have went crazy. But they didn't.
To cap off the basketball journey, Kris, is there anything else left in the sport that you feel like you want to accomplish in your journey?
There is one. There's two things. So it's either watching. So there's just ask me how long do you have to play? I always tell this athletes there's three things. It's either one, I win a championship. Two, I play 10 or more years. And three, my first sport watches me play live. And that's it. So if one of them comes, then that's it, But
I hope you hit all three, bro.
Yeah, bro. The potential of hitting all three would be dope.
For sure, yeah. So that's it for basketball.
That's what's up. Well, we hit that 2-hour mark, man. I don't want to keep you any longer.
Yeah, that went by quick.
That was pretty quick. Yeah.
I love it when it goes like that. So I feel like we had a great episode. Thanks for coming on, Kris. It's been a pleasure have you on the show. Invite open door policy for you, man. Whenever you want to come back, hit us up.
For sure.
Yeah, you want to drop your socials, drop your website. Where can we find you?
Yeah, man. On Instagram, Krismo with 2 R's, KRRISMO. Add me on there, whatever you guys want to do. CreativeHoopProject.com. That's pretty much it,
Go buy a shirt, guys. CreativeHoopProject.com. We got Kris. Kris, thanks for coming on. We're excited to see
you, man. We appreciate
you hit those 3 goals, man. We're watching. We're rooting for you, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me, man. It was fun.
Yeah, Is your jersey on sale, Kris? You got a jersey we can buy?
Nah, they don't really do that. You got to be out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to make a trip to the Philippines, Joel. Shit.
For sure. Definitely got to go catch you too, man.
All right, Kris. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Man, appreciate you guys, man. You guys have a good one.
Take it easy, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.